All right. This is a another quick video. I was going through my videos and I saw my titles, and I'm glad I'm able to create titles that are somewhat comprehensive. But I know that it's a lot. But and I want to make sure to provide a proper testimonial of what's happening to me. And when they do things that are very systematic, I'm gonna make a video, especially when they try to then go into their fantasy land. And there is this perps that are part of this program that is meant to break somebody down, right? They do these things, right? And I'm not gonna like I was gonna show the picture of like the ads and how they manipulate. So they do these things where, with me at least, and I don't know if other target individuals have these ways of manipulation, because I think what they're doing is they try to find ways to kind of sexually disturb you. So with me, what they like to do, because everything is orchestrated certain ways, they have the ability to obviously know and control you, and they know what you're gonna see before you see it, because your whole this technology and this program, it has a sophistication of unbelievable sophistication. They almost, that's why they call themselves gods, because really when your target individual, these perps, have so much control of what's happening around you, or at least so much awareness of what's going to happen to you or what's happening around you. This is part of the program. This is what this program is capable of doing. And these perps, even though they're the bottom feeder in this thing, they are the people, the foot soldier. They're the people who just really implement a lot of these disgusting things. One thing they've been doing for a while is, and it's something I should probably talked about it. Maybe I've talked about it. Is they have these ways of just disturbing you in advance. At this point, I know it's coming, but I don't know where it's going to come from. They have these ways where they can force you to start thinking about a sexual moment, and or create a false sexual moment. For example, a few minutes ago, they started making me think of this, like a moment that they try to create in a sexual way with somebody who's an adult. But even though that also is kind of imagined, but in some cases they even make you think of past moments with somebody that were sexual, and then try to create some create some arousal moments, right? And for example, not too long ago, they made me imagine something with old roommates of mine, right? Turn to like try to stimulate me. Even that was falsified, but they make me imagine that, and I can feel you know, my libido, my sexual arousal, something happening, right? And because at this point I know what's coming next. They do this because what they're gonna do after they arouse you in this way, stimulate you, creating this imagination with somebody, like in this case was a roommate, they shifted toward the child. It's so disgusting. So when this happened, I'm like, oh no, not to say like, listen, I'm very much a sexual being, but I detest the way they manipulate my libido. They use my libido to torment you, to torment me. They use my libido to torment me, to disturb me. That's what my libido at this point is like, oh my gosh. They talk about they're going to castrate you. It's like, listen, the truth is I don't, like, I'd rather lose my libido completely than having to deal with how they play with my libido. They play with your sexual arousals, right? And they play it in these disturbing ways. And they try to make it seem like it's organically happening. But at this point, it's very systematic. They do things systematically. That's why I'm able to like talk about it in these ways, because it happened so many times. I'm not like, I don't see myself as this like super scientist individual who's a genius. No, I experienced that so much that at this point I can explain what's happening. So they do this thing where they make me imagine of this sexual moment with my roommate or some old roommates, start to stimulate me. I feel this is an organic sexual arousal, but it's like, at least this is an adult, okay? Like I have had sexual thoughts with a woman before, of course, but this is them forcing. But the reason why they're doing this is because they want you to think of a child after that. They sexual arouse you, they stimulate you, and then start making you think of a child. So they first made me think of a meme of a little girl. I talked about it before, and they're like, this is so disgusting. My thoughts was forced to shift over there. Sexually aroused me toward this imagination of me and my roommate, and then change that into a child, And then I'm like, oh, it's disgusting. So I'm like, I feel things coming down a little bit slowly. My sexual arousal slowly going down. So I just like try to take my mind away. So I go onto Amazon. And even though I was like, I'm nervous because in the past, there's ads on Amazon where there's children. So even though my sexual arousal has decreased a little bit because, I'm scared that what's going to happen is whatever sexual arousal I have left over, they're going to aim it toward a child. It's so disgusting. They play with your brain in these disturbing ways. So I'm like, okay, whatever. Let me just go to Amazon. I don't think there's going to be anything. I go on there, and guess what? I see this ad for chairs or something like that for something, and you see a little girl being like it's like a very small picture, a very small image. I like you have to literally like it's just like really on the side. It's like tiny, but there's a kid there that's being put in a chair, in a like car chair or something, and you see a mother putting her in that chair, right? So that's the things, and then they start simulating me toward that. After just with the leftovers arousals from the imagination with my roommate. This is how they play with you. They will use your libido to torment you. They will stimulate you, arouse you in so many ways. They'll force you to be aroused or stimulated and aim the stimulation toward children. And then you hear this trash calling me, oh, you are a pedo, right? Now I've already shown that this intelligence community is filled with pedophiles. So the irony of that is beyond, right? Obviously, they're filled with pedophiles. There's issues with pedophilia. And the fact that they use this type of tormenting tactics shows that these people are damn near pedophiles. They're the trash of the earth, right? And they try to minimize how trash they are. It's like, oh, we're mean, right? They're just trash human beings. They're just low life shit. I'm sorry for the language. They're just the bottom of the bottom. They're the bottom feeders of these things, and they work for pedophiles, and they do this kind of things, and they try to make it fierce. I don't even hate them. I see them as the trash. When I see them trying to, present themselves, I'm like, you're the trash who play with my libido and try to aim it toward a child. You're just the trash. And you see them, it's like you can't even really hate them because you see them as you're just trash. This is what you have to do for like right now. They obviously have options to do other things, but this is you sold your soul to pedophiles, and now you're here just playing with somebody's libido, trying to aim it toward children. You found ways to stimulate somebody before he sees kids, that is your job. It's nasty, but that's the way they live their life. And they keep saying, I'm rotting, because of what's happening to my organs. I feel my organs feeling different things. I know they're doing something to my pancreas. That's why they say I'm not too much of a biologist. I don't know much about the anatomy of of human body, but I know my organs are being tortured and radiated. So I'm sure something's happening to it, and digestive system is completely changed in some ways. So I know that when they say I'm rotting, it's probably my organs are just failing in some ways. And I'm like, I'd rather be rotting than be rotten. These people are rotten trash that do this for a living. Healthy? At least I think they're healthy. But rotten. They are trash. And what I hear to try to counter this obvious manipulation? Oh, no, you changed. Oh, you're no longer the kid. Because they keep trying to talk about me as a kid. These people are trash. And they're like, no, they are. This is just so organically you. We're not doing the pedophilia things. We're not sexually arousing you or making you imagine things and then make you be stimulated toward use the stimulation toward children. We're not using your libido to torment you. We're different. There's trash. There's too much, like you are trash that do these disgusting things. Two people. Rotten shit. I'm sorry for the language again. They are torturing and trashing people while they're the trash. Nasty things. And they try to make you accept these things like, no, this earth. They're going to do this again. They literally do this pedophilia type of tormenting, forcing you to be stimulated toward children. They have different ways to try to make it seem like it's organic. It just make me think of me randomly with some roommates stimulate me, and then I see it coming. I'm like, oh, I can literally look down my private area. It's like, okay, something's happening there. I know it's them doing it. And all of a sudden go into something with a child, and then I turn on, boom, it's like, and you hear this trash who's using this tone of voice, trying to sound like he's sincere or like serious. Like, no, they are. It's like, trash, you're just a pedophile. And you're using this my libido in these nasty ways. Tell my target individual, don't ever forget who these people are. I've given you enough samples to understand that these people have a tactic of pedophilia to torment you. And they're going to continuously try to make you subscribe to it. So as I'm losing perhaps my rationality in the sense of my brain, they really have control of that. So in my brain, they're like, oh, no, it makes sense. But have you heard testimony specifically where we make somebody think about a sexual moment and then we aim the sexual moment? You just heard about the pedophilia type of torture. It wasn't specific. Can you understand? It's like, no, but, it's you. Remember when you were a kid? They are the human trash. I know at one point I'm going to be so in pain that I will not even be able to express myself. So that's why I keep making videos. For these trash that do these things, thinking that this is free. Yeah, they're delusional. Not only you're trash, cowards, lowlifes, but you're a bunch of pedos. And your tactics to manipulate people in this disturbing way, this nasty ways of playing with people's libido and try to act. And you hear this noise campaign try to make you feel guilty. Like, oh, now you're like trash. It's obvious that you guys manipulate. And I'm not even like, they try to make me think that they're proving this. Like, people are aware these tactics are. There's no. These games of trying to say, like, no, we proved it. It's like, listen, it's so obvious. Anybody who can see this, like, this is just, they're playing with this guy. This guy is just being played with, just manipulating him. They want to push this guy to kill himself. That's obvious. So they're obviously participants. And so you hear these people talking about you're going to be so tortured. You're so weird. I'm like, this guy. Can you imagine people would force you to have these stimulations? To all my target individuals, understand these people have no self-respect. They don't even want to be seen with me anymore. They used to be like they love to be visible. Now they want to be visible. They know there's a chance I'm gonna put them on camera. They hate that because I'm not gonna let them live their fantasy. They are trash. However they present themselves, like normal, quote unquote normal people. This normal trash are doing these things to people and try to normalize it. Stay strong. Do not let people like them try to make you accept this obvious manipulation as if it's you. This is what they do to people. And this is my job as of now, to continuously talk about it. So when this trash do this thing to somebody else, they know this is the system. They're going to play with this person's libido and mess with him using this pedophilia type of tormenting. And then they're going to be like, you're so strong. Oh, my God, you're so... They're literally using these ways of speaking. These condescending, gaslighting methods. It's just ridiculous. So stay strong and do not subscribe to this. Thank you.